Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the Commission. My name is Delaney Harris-Finch. For this month's preservation topic, we wanted to provide the HHC and the public with a review of the Commission's 2013 actions and accomplishments. In 2013, the HHC was charged with considering certificates of appropriateness applications, reviewing and recommending the designation of individual landmarks and historic districts, and engaging in historic preservation outreach and educational activities. The HHC spent a substantial amount of time reviewing certificates of appropriateness. There were a total of 407 C of A agenda items for the year, which was a 29% increase from 2012. The Commission reviewed approximately 34 C of A applications per month. 93% of all projects ultimately received approval by the HHC in 2013. Broken down by type, the majority of C of A applications were for alterations and additions to historic properties, at 35% and 36% respectively. New construction followed, making up 26% of projects. There were only a handful of demolition applications, relocation applications, and restoration applications. C of A applications were considered for both landmark and historic district properties. The majority of the applications were located in historic districts in the greater Houston Heights area, including 29 projects in Woodland Heights, 36 projects in Houston Heights West, 48 projects in Norhill, 52 projects in Houston Heights South, and 67 projects in Houston Heights East. Together, these 5 districts made up 65% of C of A projects. There were 3 districts that had no C of A applications: Avondale East, Cortland Place, and West 11th Place. There were 407 C of A agenda items comprised of 354 unique C of A projects. The C of A project count considers agenda items that were for the same general scope of work to the same property as a single project. This includes deferred items that were subsequently acted upon, denied items that returned with revisions, and withdrawn items that later reapplied. Of the 354 C of A projects, 84% were approved upon the first time the HHC considered the project. 3% were approved after deferral, and 6% were approved after revisions were made to a previously denied C of A project. These 3 figures add up to 93% of projects ultimately receiving approval from the HHC. The remaining 7% include projects that were denied a C of A and no further action was taken by the applicant during the year, and projects that were denied a C of A by the HHC and received a C of A through appeal to the Planning Commission. As well as reviewing over 400 C of A agenda items, the HHC considered landmark, protected landmark, and historic district applications. The HHC recommended historic designation to City Council for 17 landmarks, including the Randolph and Virginia West House and the Doris and Virgil Childress House. They recommended designation for 4 protected landmarks, including the Whitaker Gragliano Brown House and the Butler Brothers Building, which is now the home of Houston's Permitting Center. And 1 historic district was recommended for designation, the Starkweather Historic District. The Commission also participated in community outreach and education, including adoption of the Germantown Historic District Design Guidelines. The development of the guidelines was a collaborative effort between staff and a professional historic preservation consultant. The result is a 50-page document with guidelines and good practices formulated specifically for the Germantown Historic District. The Historic Preservation Web Manual was launched in 2013, which provides information on each historic neighborhood, including maps, charts, photos, and illustrations, to provide guidance for the development of compatible projects for each district. We formed a partnership with Preservation Houston to provide monthly preservation topics and introduced a landmark and protected landmark plaque program. And the HHC Education Subcommittee was re-energized. We also coordinated and participated in a joint HHC and Planning Commission workshop, and we hosted the city's first annual Historic Preservation Fair. Much of this was made possible by the increase of the department's historic preservation staff from 4 to 7 full-time planners during the year. We thank you, Commissioners, for your continued dedication, expertise, and public service, and we look forward to the rest of 2014. Thank you.